Hello, welcome to Street Eats at Home again. Now today I'm going to make my apple pie slice. Today all you're going to need is I've got 185 grams of butter, melted butter, well softened. I have a 1.5 cups of plain flour, 3/4 of a cup of caster sugar. I have some mixed spice, which is going to need a teaspoon. I have some cinnamon, going to need a teaspoon of that. I've got some apple pie seasoning here, which is going to be in between the layer, so you just a bit of a sprinkle. 2 eggs, and I've got my tin of apple pie slices here, apple slices. You can cut them up and peel them and core them and boil them up and get them soft and then put them in if you want to do that. I used to years ago, but they come in a pretty good, it's only a few dollars a tin and it will be outstanding. Now, I actually have a 18 by 28 centimetre tin. I've pre-lined it and I've got my oven on about 200 degrees. So let's get cooking. Now, I don't know if you remember, but years ago, I don't know if you remember these little kind of camping tin openers. Now, I was raised on these and, the other ones, you would know how to use them, but these were always in my house. Now, my dad was in the army and used to have these. And if we wanted to open up a tin, we had to use these. And if we didn't know how, we weren't opening up those tins. So I'm going to show you how we do that. But if you're around and you had these, you're still around, you remember these, comment down below. So the good old, army tin openers where it's got a spoon. So they were used in the army. So you open up your tin and you had a spoon so you could just eat. But they're in camping stores. I have seen them, but this is my original one I grew up with from many, 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 many moons ago. So I'm going to open up this tin. Takes a second. And there we go. Bang, done. So I've got that open. Now to the melted butter, softened, I'm going to add the 3/4 of a cup of caster sugar, and I'm going to cream that up until the sugar's kind of all dissolved. Okay, that is creamed till at least the sugar's dissolved. I'm going to crack 1 egg at a time in. That's what we want, light and fluffy. The eggs are incorporated in there evenly. I'm just going to go and get a spatula. I'm just going to stir now the flour in. 1.5 cups of plain flour straight in. I'll just go slow and then we'll add our spices in. And that's it. That's it of the actual cake batter. Once you've incorporated it, you just get it all down there like that. Okay, I'm using a teaspoon of mixed spice. It smells so yummy. And then, oh my goodness, I'm using a teaspoon of cinnamon and mix. And this is the batter. This is pretty much everything you need to assemble this apple cake. And it's delicious. You can have a coffee with it, a hot chocolate with it, and it's really quick to make. It's only going to need, in about a 200-degree oven, about 50 minutes. And then when you get it out, you let it rest for about 10 minutes on a cooling rack. So that smells delicious. Really, it's what you want. It almost looks like a cinnamon butter mix. That's what you're wanting. So here we have the tray I've set up, just lined with baking paper. Now we need to do like a little bit of the batter on the bottom. So half the batter on the bottom. So what you believe is half, and it will work. That, and just spread it. You just want it to get in the corners You can use a spatula or a spoon, whatever you think will get you there. It will spread. And the reason I've got the baking paper is because, well, I don't want to be shoveling it out later and missing all the good parts. So just spreading it like that. Oh, yum. Steve's in for a treat. My apple pie slice. So that's how you want it to look. It's not full, but you do have the apples to put on top and then the batter on top again. So that's how you want it to look. Now all this, let me just get this off. We're really not getting a lot of batter through the cake, through the pie. You know, pie slices, apple slices, bits of apple, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to put this whole lot of apple in the tin. It's a 900 gram, or about an 850 gram, 800 I think it is, 800 gram tin of the apples. Put it all in. And spread, and just flatten it out. Like that. So you're getting like a slab of apple cake anyway, like that. And then the rest, you can hold it. Might be better for me to do little dabs so I don't ruin everything. Okay. And you just spread it all over. You want to get your hands in, you can. I would probably just wet them and just use them that way. You know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to do it because I don't feel it's going to spread. It will spread, but it is a little hard. Yeah, you can't use your fingers, just spread. It basically is just spread it how you feel. I used my fingers, but you know, I was moving it around a bit. Clean fingers, obviously, and just get that batter. It won't spread like the bottom because now the apples are interfering with it, but it's all pretty much you want. Just because the apples are damp, they're wet. Okay, it will spread. It's a batter, so you're going to get a little bit of a crunch, crispy kind of a. That's all right. In the oven, trust the process. What I'm going to do is, now I'm just going to put a little bit of this apple pie seasoning, just a little, because it's really nice. I picked this up from Aldi. I think it was about $10. But right now it's in there because the Christmas stuff's out. So if you've seen this in Aldi, pick it up. It'll last you a long time. They can get them in cinnamon sugar, but it smells like Christmas. So just a little bit like that. And that's it.
What do you serve this?
You can serve this with ice cream, whipped cream, chantilly cream, which is, a chantilly cream is whipped up cream with a bit of vanilla and icing sugar in it. So whip that up. I'm going to put it in the oven, 200 degrees for about 50 minutes. Trust the process, let it bake. You're waiting for everything to puff up and kind of relax around it. And we'll see what the result looks like when I'm done. And we're back with the finished product. It was 50 minutes in the oven. It's been resting for about 15, 20 minutes now, still very hot. But look at that. Now you can put a little bit more, you can make a bit more of the batter up and really spread it over. But I like the fact that the apple's showing through. Now it is set because it had egg through it, so it is a cake. I just don't want a full cake. If I wanted that, I'd have pastry and then my apple and then my pastry. So I'm going to put some icing sugar on it now. A little bit. Yum. Now look at that. It smells like Christmas in July, which is wintry, and baked apples. Now time to cut and taste it. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm going to get this piece here. I'm salivating. It's watering. Oh, make sure it's fine because it's got the base down the bottom, the cake base. It requires this little one, I think. Oh, look at that. If that's not perfection, I can't help you. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. And the base is crumbly. See a nice little crumb? Look, that's time for a taste. Let's get a taste of it. Look at that. Salivation. Still hot. Oh, that is beautiful. It's not a biscuit base, it's a cake, but it's just hard enough to form that crust so you can get a nice little, oh, I need ice cream. That is delicious. This is delicious. Oh my God. Have a taste of this. It cuts nice. You don't even need a fork. Look at that there, that 3 little layer biscuit base. The little crumb of the cake and then the apple and then the cake. Look at that. Ice cream, a scoop of ice cream. Of that hot crumb, creamy. You know what would be good? We cook this Christmas time and then you have custard. Better still, as my husband would say, the brandy custard. You know, the brandy custard that comes out at Christmas time? Give this to your husband, you won't see him get off the couch. Although in some cases, I don't know if that's good. As long as he does all his chores for you, say to him, you've got apple pie slice and brandy custard coming if you go and help me out. It's a winner. You want to see me make more of this stuff? Like and subscribe. Press the notification bell up there. Comment below. And I guess I'll see you on the next one. Peace out. I'm still eating. Bye.